I want to make this quick video about my new holster right here for my Glock 47. I had to do a lot of research to figure out which holster was the right holster. I did come across one video and the guy had well, before I get into all of that, this is a Safariland right here, okay? This is Safariland 6390 RDS. Long story short, originally I was going to get a 6354 DO. That one, I believe, possibly is cut a little bit wider, and it'll make the fitment of this holster, it'll make the fitment of this a lot smoother. As far as this, now obviously the holsters are made for Streamlight TLR, they are made for Surefire X300, but you can fit a TLR1 in the in other holsters. Now, in the other video I've seen, if you just search like PB3 Safariland holster fitment, something like that, you'll instantly see the video I'm talking about. And I was going to do his method. He had a 6354, but I watched another video. It's only but a few videos, and mine will probably be like the fourth or fifth one. Another video, the guy had this holster 6390, but he had I think he might have had a Surefire, I'm not sure, but he didn't have this. I don't really remember the second guy's setup, but he had light in that. He might have had an acro, or he might have had some other type of optic Holosun or something. But long story short, so I did modifications to mine. In both videos, whether you had the 6354 DO or 6354 RDS, any of those, the subcategories of it, like RDS, DO, all of that stuff, that don't matter. It's still the same holster, just changed as far as the retention and the hood and all that stuff. But the actual holster, 6354, the numbers is the same. So this is 6390 and that one's 6354. So the 6354, what he did on his, he had the RDS 6354, and he had to open this up a little bit, just apply some heat with the blow dryer, and he opened this lip up right here and opened this one up and pretty much kind of widen it out. And the hood that comes on it, the little pop-up hood, either method you do, whether you do my method, his method, either way, you got to take that off. Now, like I said, this is only applying if you have a lead and steel PB3 or any of the enclosed emitters that happen to be slightly larger than the acro. However, if you do just have a standard acro, you can avoid this step. You don't have to do this. You don't have to open it up. However, when it comes to the TLR, even if you do have the acro or not, this is its own issue. But just for the optic, you will have to open this up a little bit. You would just put your heat, the blow dryer, just blow it in this area, and then just pull it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then just keep putting your gun in it, see how far you're getting. It don't have to be that stupid wide. It's kind of common sense. Like, you'll see as you pulling it and you put the gun in there, you'll see how much room you got. But you'll have to open it up a little bit. Technically, it will go in there, but you don't want to play them type of games when you're trying to holster your gun and the light is like basically this battery compartment is it rubs up against this, and sometimes you can get it to go in, and sometimes it'll just straight ram right into this little edge right here. You actually can see a little bit of green stains right here, probably. I don't know, but yeah, just use your blow dryer and pull this tab out a little bit. I didn't have to mess with this side at all. With the RDO, I did see him open it up from both ways. I didn't have to do that because it don't look like it was rubbing that much. The only thing that rubs is this thing, but it looks like that's the natural rub. Like, it's not like a really hard abrasive rub that'll rub off the page. It's like slightly touching it, probably helping it stay aligned or something like that. But the main thing is, on this model, at least the 6354, is you have to pull this tab. But either models, if you have a lead steel PB3 or any enclosed emitter, your acro, whatever, like I say, the acro probably goes straight in there, no problem. But this is your culprit. Just pull this tab up a little bit, this area. Boom. If you got to do that side, if you want to, pull that tab up. What he did on his, he kind of pulled it from this way. Like, he heated this part up, and stretched it like this way. You know what I'm saying? Like made these corners back here kind of go outward more. I didn't have to do that. I just pulled this one out. And once you do that, like I said, the hood is no longer going to work. It's not going to fit. I don't use it, as well as my the little guard thing right here that took all that crap off. all that crap off. But moving on from the optic, so the TLR1, when I first got it, technically, again, it did go in there, but it was really, really tight, like to the point where it was scraping the bottom of the light really bad. You probably can see it. You see that little residue right there? You see that little residue? All of that's like the FDE paint and all kinds of stuff, plastic coming off the bottom of the holster. So now I fixed it. Technically, it's still slightly rubbing a little bit, I guess, but nowhere near as bad. Like it goes in so much more smoother. But before I did this modification I'm about to show you, I mean, it's like you damn near can't even. It's worse than the PB3 hitting this. Like that thing won't even. It's like you about to have to break your gun just to get it in there or break the holster. Like it's basically this 6390 is too skinny in this dimension. Like it's not wide enough. So which means the gun is clear. I can't show you because it's, you know. Okay, maybe I could. Can you see that? All right, it's clear, but I gotta flag myself to show you this, or maybe not. So, like when you put it in, it'll sit like that, but when you're trying to put it in there, it's just not enough width on it, like this, that way, for it to like go in. Cause when you insert it in the holster, it gotta kind of go like, before I did the modification, it would have to go in this way. Like there's no way you would be able to put it straight in. It's not enough room. Like it'll hit the bottom of this thing right here, and it just won't fit. So you have to go in at a slight angle, and that angle, the purpose of the angle is this part back here is the like lifting gate thing. I just call it the lifting gate. I don't know what it is, but the lifter is attached to this piece, which is your release tab. So basically, I noticed that when you holster the gun, when you put it in there, this thing, like before you holster it, this is sitting like back here, like right here, almost right before that tab, like sitting back here. But then when you holster it and it clicks and locks into place, it sits right here. So what I did was well, before that, so I would have to put the gun in at that angle because I couldn't put it straight to get the light or whatever part of the gun to hit the lifter to smash it up. Like you see how I'm going like that? When this thing was all the way back before I did my modification, this lifter was like further pushing this way, and I would have to smash the gun as if I was going like that, and like let's say my finger's like that, right? That's the lifter. Hope this makes sense. I would have to smash the gun at this part of my finger, and this part of my finger is representing the lifter, the gate. I would have to come at an angle to hit the light in this area for the gate to go back, which will give it more space to go in. You get what I'm saying? So, but in actuality, all that was happening was this. Like I said, this right here, this is the whole thing. The locking mechanism, controlling the lifter. So with this thing flat back before my modification, it's in the way. You will have to smash it at an angle really hard to push it back forcefully to get the gun to holster. That's what I kept having to do with the TLR1 because it's too big. I think it is too big because of this area. I'm not sure. I never had an X300. I plan on getting one, but I believe the way they designed the holster and the reason why this is too wide is because you see this area right here? Like you got this lip. This part right here is what makes it too fat. The X300 probably is a more straight angle. You get what I'm saying? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the reason why. But the TLR1-HL. Now, some of the holsters say TLR1 can fit, but I'm not sure if they're talking about the TLR1 without the HL, and possibly, I never seen a TLR1. Like, all the ones I've seen always is HL. But I'm not sure. They might have a TLR1 that's not HL, that doesn't have this fatter hood right here. But this hood being so thick is the culprit. I think the X300, which this was designed for, sits flatter. That way the X300 won't have that problem. It'll go straight in. As you can see, this one don't have a, you know, it sits flat. I don't know. But, so basically all I did was, once I noticed what was going on, and I put two and two together, I put the gun in there, and then I watched this to see where it's set at when the gun was holstered, because that's all that matters. It don't matter what angle this thing at. If the gun not in there, it don't matter, because the gun not in there. All the thing that matters is where does this sit when the gun in there, because that's when it's locked, and that's what matters. So with the gun in there, this is where it's set at. Like I said, normally it'll sit right here when the gun is not in here, but when it's locked, it's set right here. Boom. So, and I also noticed now the gate is more back, because again, if this was back here, this gate would be too far forward, and I'll have to smash it. So I pretty much forced my tab to stay further forward, which would keep the gate more open. All I did was put a screw right here. Boom, boom. I just, you unscrew this, take this off if you have one. Take your damn QLS, whatever you got back there. Unscrew that crap off real quick. Just drill you a little hole. The screw I used came from, this came from a handguard I had. I don't know why they even had the screw in there, but basically you put your gun in there and you find the smallest screw you have and use a washer. You have to use a washer. Just basic mechanics. And then you put the shorter screw in there, see what'll go in there. Like, I mean, you can't, don't, you know, like, put the screw, like, right here. Like, sit it on top of this. You know what I'm saying? Flush it against this. But sit it on top before you drill it, obviously. And then see how far it goes into the holster, you know, before it starts rubbing your gun. Obviously, you don't want the screw too long, and you go to holster and it scratches up the gun. I found a perfect size small screw that can use a washer. Basically, a good example, a good recommendation, I would say, if I didn't have this, I was about to use a, you know, like when you have those what do you call it? The pick rails. The pick rails, the little M-lock screws, those are really short, and they got the washer. That's perfect. That's literally what this is. Well, the screw technically isn't, but it's the same size as that one. And this came from one of my pick rails, and it fit perfect. So the screw is perfectly secure in there, it mounts it good. I just used pliers and held that in, screwed it in with that end. First, you got to drill your hole, obviously, after you line it up and measure everything. Make sure it's not going to scrape the gun. Basically, put the gun in there, like I said, put the screw right there on top, just like how my finger is. And if it's going like that, then that's too fucking long. Obviously, that's going to be scratching your gun. You want something short like I got, you know, and my gun, when it's in there, I'm going to put it in there and show you. It has plenty of space. There's no way I can scratch it. And then you drill the appropriate size hole. You don't want to drill it just unnecessarily big. Just drill it, you know, I'm on my gunsmithing bench, so I have plenty of stuff. But if you don't have it, drill bits don't cost that much. Just buy you like a $3, $4, $5 drill bit from Home Depot. Or just get a couple of them. But basically, you just drill a hole that's big enough for this screw to go through. And you want to give yourself, you want to mark it with a marker. Like I said, take this off so you see what you're doing. And the first thing, when you put your gun in there, hold your finger right here. Like, you'll know when a gun is in there. Let me just put it in there real quick. Hold on. Okay, so bam. You see that? Plenty of space. There's no way that's going to hit. So, you see how that's sitting? And right now it's locked. I can't take it out. It's locked in there. So, I still got room to release it, but you want to, you see, like, now I know it's locked, so I know, like, I'll hold my finger right here or something to keep it right there, something like that. That way you can know your point to drill at, because you want it to stay right here, basically. And then from there, once you know where it sits when it's locked, because now the gun is in there, the gate is open. You know what I'm saying? And then you drill your little hole. You see, I gave myself a little room. Just kind of, you know, common sense it out. Like, you want the screw to hold this right there, but you don't want to go too high up, and then you risk the whole thing just splitting or something stupid. Like, but you don't want to go too low, and then it misses this. You know what I'm saying? So put your little screw right there, bam, to keep the gate open. And I can't do this on camera, but yeah, it comes out much smoother. Yeah, there's no way I can do this, guys, on camera. So let me see. Okay, yeah, so see how smooth that is? Thing comes up. I can't really do it with one hand, but yeah, it's no real pressure. Then it goes in there. Let me see, so see that? Boom. Goes in there smooth. It ain't rubbing too bad. You see my PB3 has plenty of space. This is where I opened it up at. You can see all the way around it. And right here, I could have, like I said, just a little area right here that's rubbing. But it looks like that's there for a reason. Maybe to keep the gun aligned or something. I don't know. But it's not rubbing anything important. The optic, this is a huge optic. This is bigger than the Acro P2. And it still has plenty of room. So whichever model you want to go with, the RDO or the RDO or the if you want to go with the 6354 RDO or 6354 RDS, whatever, 6390. If you have a TLR1 and you have your Glock, it just might be the same with any other pistol too. I'm not sure, but if you have a Glock 17, 47, probably a 19, 45, whatever, you want to use a Safariland holster and it's not working, do this trick and you'll be good to go. Also, YouTube, I forgot to tell you something. This screw right here is your retention screw to adjust how tight this area is, and it makes it squeeze in even more. The method that I use, that I'm showing you in this video, I took this screw all the way out. After you do the modification, if you decide to do it, it will go in. I mean, it will fit with it in there. Obviously this will make it really tight, and obviously if you're watching the video, you know the problem with the TLR1, so it kind of don't make sense to make it more tight. The whole purpose of doing all of this is to loosen everything up to get it to go in there. Now obviously it's still going to lock. It's still going to lock. That's all that matters. It ain't like I'm telling you to do this modification and you're compromising the safety of the ALS locking system thing. No, it's going to lock fine. It's going to be in there. So nobody can rip it out, nothing like that, unless you pull this back normally, how you normally have to do it, and all of that good stuff. But long story short, this retention holster right here, this retention screw, I don't have it, it's out, but just take it all the way out. If you got a TLR1, I would suggest take it all the way out. Just start from there, and once you take it out, you'll see that it's completely loose now, as loose as it will get, and it goes in there good. That's the bare minimum. It takes as much of the rubbing and all of that stuff as you can out the system. If you decide to put it in there and make it however much tight you want it, that's on you. But if you want to do it my method, and to be the safest, to be able to put your gun in there without it ramming up against something or too tight and all that stuff, I would just take this out. One more thing before I end the video, I also tested it to even know that I confirmed that this made sense what I did. I put my Olight, when I put this gun in here with the Olight, this goes straight in there, no problem, no rubbing, because this has a flatter surface. You see that? So if I'm correct, if the X300 sits flat like that without a big old hump, no problem. The same with the 47. I put this light in my 47 just to see if it was just a 19X, and it went in, no problem. It's just that TLR1. So honestly, any light you have probably will fit either one of them holsters, honestly. Not including like ones with lasers at the bottom and stuff like that, but any like full-size light that's this type of dimension, like the Olight, this is the PL3S Valkyrie, or a TLR1 Stream Olight Enforce, any of those kind of longer ones, they should fit. If they don't, do this mod and it'll work, no problem, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this is my Safariland mod to get your lead and steel PB3 working and your TLR1-HL working in your Safariland 6390 RDS or any 6390 model. Like I said, if you have the 6354, it might go straight in without these problems. I'm not sure, but I know this is a little bit skinny, and this is what I had to do, and it works great, and I love this holster. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next video.